We played with a lot of confidence, which all started on the defensive end. The coaches all emphasized how hard we had to play on defense before the game even started, and we came out, played hard on defense, and it drove our offense. It got our offense going,
and the crowd was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean you can come and buy your ticket and come in and you can not make a difference, but man, everybody. It was just from when we walked, we did that little walk we do at 30 minutes. They erupted into it, and I was like, told them in the locker room, I said, can you imagine what they're going to do if you go out and play really hard for them, if they're going to clap for you when you just take a walk? Our group our fans have just been unbelievably supportive, even though some of them can't always attend. It's hard to attend 20 home games a year. I know that. But the fact that we need them here in the end to make a difference, to get that home game on Thursday night. But they made the difference on that last stop the other night, gave us a lot of energy on that stop, and then they just absolutely carried momentum, propel us into an unbelievable, no way you could have ever seen that coming against UAB performance.
Alexis, you made 2 threes in a row. Would the second one come under the definition of heat check?
Heat check. Heat check.
I told her, I drew a play up and said, if you don't shoot it, you're coming out on the third play. So
yeah.
She's got that in her. She's been doing it in practice ever since. She did it in Italy, and we're finishing it out. This is what – and it's what we look like when now you do that. Okay, you want to double-team Chelsea or you want to flood the lane when she drives it? And that's what they were doing. Their game plan was anytime she caught the ball to bounce it, she had 10 eyes on her and the person plus everybody else's feet in the paint. And I thought she was so patient and let the game come to her and didn't do what so many other people who score normally would do and force a bunch of shots. She let it come. She got everybody involved, and everybody was ready to respond when that happened.
That said, though, to have a half like that with Chelsea scoring 3 points, I mean, could you ever envision?
No, I don't think. Not really.
Never.
I mean, honestly, just
not lately.
Not lately. Yeah.
Not lately.
You're right. Not lately. I can tell you this. I'm done putting limits on this group. I'm done because they amaze me every time. Like I said I said in Greenville, I don't think we can play any better than we played, and we've done it back-to-back games. That's the best we've played, even in practice. Except we had a 102-99 inter-squad game that looked like that.
Yeah.
What was that, Tuesday?
Tuesday
before,
yeah.
Before Houston.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Y'all remember hearing about the Dream Team when they had those inter-squad games on the Olympic team? That inter-squad game was unbelievable, and I think it's very rare for a team to want to still be playing after spring break. I don't think I've ever been a part of a team that still wanted to get together, much less play that hard.
You talk about your defensive effort. I mean, was it just what was different about what you didn't do previously? We
helped off of anytime your girl was screening, you had to be in the lane, and that just disrupted them. And we were trying to speed them up. UAB is, if you let them execute their stuff, he comes out of the Robin Pinchton, Bill Finley. If you let those guys stand back and pick you apart, you better hope they miss. There's no chance. And they obviously don't miss very often. But I thought we sped them up. Their feet just had to get going a little bit quicker. We did a really good job at the helping on the screen rather than some of the stuff. That was, Coach Todd saw that on film almost immediately. And to be honest with you, did we go over any of their set action? One, I think.
One of them.
Just one little action. And it was only if, but the whole line was, hey, none of this other stuff's going to matter if you'll do this. And I thought the start just propelled that.
He mentioned that the fact that they were going to roll the dice and force everybody, other people. So obviously it tells you what this person and others were able to do tonight.
Thought Mal got us off to a great start. Kiera was really, really good offensively. Thought it was a matchup that we could exploit. We ran a couple of sets for her, which, we probably ran a handful of sets for her all year because, hey, that kid has fulfilled her role. She and Taylor combined together. They do what they do, and they end up with 10 points and 10 rebounds together and a couple block shots. That kid the Thomas kid for them is a real challenge to defend. Got us in a little bit of foul trouble, but, at that point in time we were trading twos for threes. And did Jerry say that's a school record?
School record for
me. All right. It won't stand for long. We'll shatter that in the future.
Oh, yeah. Of
For both of you, you guys rode the wave of the SEC tournament with picking up fans where you're going. You're picking up fans as you go now. What's this ride like as you try to build this program to the way you want it to be?
It's fun. It's really fun. To have the support that we have and to see the crowd that we had tonight and against Houston, it's really great because coming out isn't really what people do. They don't come out for women's basketball games, and for them to come out for our games and for us and to have that support it's really big, and it makes us want to play harder for them because they get pretty loud when we get stops and score.
Just seeing a line to get in, we all have to get here and see that, and that builds up. It made our warm-ups better. Probably made my pregame speech better. I don't know. It just gets you a little different. Just gets you in a different mindset. And I think what we had down in Greenville was so special. We heard from so many people that were watching it on TV. We got texts, social media posts. We watched y'all. There was, videos from Farrell's and videos from Baum Stadium, videos from JBGB and videos from JJ's, all these different places. People tuned in and watching it. So, I don't know. I'm probably going to say this wrong, but y'all figure it out. Y'all are smart. Y'all always make me sound smarter than I am. I think it would have been great for us to go to the NCAA tournament. I do. But we could have got shipped off to Spokane or someplace, and we wouldn't have got to experience some of this stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I think we did everything we could humanly do to get ourselves in that conversation. But not sure I would have traded what we're getting to go through, especially for Mal, Raven, Bailey, and Sid. Okay, for those guys, because we've been talking about building a foundation, and they were always going to be a part of what happened in the future. And they said, "Oh yeah, well let's just do it now." Just for them to be able to do that, and I think that's going to be probably what I remember about this team and this ride more than anything, that we got to do it for them.
Mike, one of the administrators said during the game that you've got these unconventional training methods that, I guess, taking days off. Can you kind of talk a little bit more like where you're getting them fresher at the end of the year?
Yeah. I'll give you just a brief history. We had 7 players on our team at Washington the year we went to the Final Four. The year before. I'm sorry, the year before. And we just couldn't practice. We never could get a full team out there to practice. We had injury issues and training room specifications that kept us from ever being out of practice. So I was on the plane actually coming home from Fort Smith, Arkansas. I was home from the family. And we had just been really struggling. We had a good team, but we couldn't get over the hump because we never got to practice. So I just made the decision to only practice 1 day a week from December on. Monday was off. Tuesday, if you had one of those training room issues, you couldn't even come to practice. But on Wednesdays, if you didn't practice, you didn't play that weekend. So what we saw happening was people getting healthy on Monday and Tuesday. We had incredibly good practices on Wednesday, prepared on Thursday, played Friday, took off Saturday, played again on Sunday. And as we started to do that, we started to get better and improve. And lo and behold, after about a month of doing that, we beat Stanford in a huge upset. They're number 2 or number 3 in the country. And then that just springboarded us all the way through. Then the next year, we kept doing it. We've peeled practice back. We had a shoot around today. It was about 30 minutes. Practice yesterday was about 45. The kids are fresh. They're happy. I'm not going to overcoach this game. It's pretty simple what we're going to do. The scouting report is out on us. It's hard to guard, but we've got the support, and it gives Natalie and an extra day in the training room, which now the kids come out and they got their legs. And to me, if you turn your team over to your team, which she was coaching the last media timeout, that's the sign that you've done what you were supposed to do in the off season and in the Italy trip and all those things were done the right way. And now, we surrendered the team to them a long time ago, and I think they've surrendered to us along the way. And that's just it's unconventional, but I will never change.
I know you guys have played well this year, but I go back to the first game of the season, the way you guys shot the ball in that opener, and I don't know if you've done it since then like today. I mean, What's it like to kind of get back to what you thought you might have this year with this team? It's not – you have to say kind of what if. I wish we could have done it earlier. I do. I wish, because I think we could have won 2 or 3 more league games. I wish we could have got it together. And we set ourselves back, and we'll all set back. We're not going to talk about a whole bunch of them now, but
we're going to go back at the end with these kids that are coming back and go, if we hadn't had to go through this or go through that or go through this back then, this could have happened a little bit earlier. It could have happened in maybe the middle of January instead of now. I want these kids to, when those 4 freshmen show up on campus next year, they know the difference, and they're going to be the stewards of that culture. And I think it's good that we went through it. I'm glad that we didn't skip a step and skip a domino. We've been talking about that an awful lot. But I do wonder what would have happened if this team would have got on the plane and gone to LSU instead of that team showed up instead of the one that lost 70 by 100
by 40.
By 40. You wish we had do-overs. Yeah. I wish we had a couple of do-overs. I wish we had a big crowd here for the Auburn game and we get a stop and we beat those guys. But again, going back at it and looking at it, the way that it's all unfolded, Jason, I don't think I'd change anything.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. Great job.